Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles of Har and the other elders and men of great millstone, the men and women, children, who's currently patient for the return of our Edawan in power. The title of this lesson is called Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. And it's funny I named it after this because I had a conversation with an Edomite not too long ago about empathy. I used the word wrongly. I was using sympathy in that case, but hey, you learn something new every day. So I'm gonna read that again. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another. And the conversation went such as the only way you can be really empathetic is if you go through with that that person or those people been through. All right, and nobody's gonna understand you fully unless they've walked in your shoes. All right, and that's what I got from that. So let me go ahead and read this article, then I'm gonna get into some scriptures. All right, now this is from the Guardian, and this is December 19th. Excuse me, this is Dutch Prime Minister apologizes for Netherlands role in the slave trade. Mark Rutte has offered a formal apology on behalf of the Dutch state of the Netherlands' historical role in the slave trade, saying slavery must be recognized in the clearest terms as crime against humanity. Now, if that was such the case, these people would be judged accordingly. All right. So this shows you how hypocritical this devil is at the end of the day. He wants to acknowledge something, but he never wants to take full accountability for his particular crimes. But he wants the severest punishment for those who have done less. So it says in the speech at the National Archives in Hague, the Dutch Prime Minister acknowledged the past cannot be erased, only faced up to. But for centuries, he said the Dutch state had enabled, encouraged, and profited from slavery. All right. Then that's going back to West Africa. All right, during the slave coast and the Gold Coast when they set up what they call it, the Dutch, I guess it's called the Dutch Trading Company or Slave Company. Them and like three other companies, England, Spain, and I think it was somebody else. But reading further, people were commodified, exploited, and traded in the name of the Dutch state. He said, adding, "It is true, nobody alive today bears any personal guilt for slavery." I'm going to read that again. It is true, nobody alive today bears any personal guilt for slavery. And according to the scriptures, you are your forefathers, all right? You've come back, all right? But let me continue reading. But the Dutch state bears responsibility for the immense suffering of those who were enslaved and their descendants today on behalf of the Dutch government. I apologize for the past actions of the Dutch state, whose words were due to be echoed by Dutch ministers who had traveled to 7 former colonies in South America and the Caribbean that suffered the misery during the 250 years of the slave trade that helped fund the Netherlands' economic and cultural golden age. All right. The move followed the conclusion of the National Advisory set up after the 2020 killing of George Floyd in the U.S., which said Dutch participation in slavery had been a crime against humanity, deserving of a formal apology and financial reparations. The government has ruled out reparations, but will set up, I guess that's euros, or forgive me if I'm wrong, 200 million euro education fund. And that's what I mean by hypocrites, man. All right, and there's no true justice that's going to come, and it's a mockery too. On behalf of on our part, the only justice is going to come from the Heavenly Father and the Son, man. All right. They want to apologize, but the main thing is they want to get that guilt off of them. But hey, they want to be tried and charged, man. All right. And let's go to a few scriptures. And then you see that that's the running case. Nobody is alive today. All right, but hey, you want to be judged, man. You are alive today. because you are your forefathers. This is Isaiah 14 and 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Which makes sense, man, because look at the current condition of the world, man. All right, under current rulership, all right, the earth is being destroyed, and the only way it's going to be replenished or refreshed is when Yahweh Shai returns. All right, let's go into that word real quick. Slaughter, because I watched another video out in California. They're giving out, or supposed to be giving out, 200,000 and some more in reparations. And you see, like I said, the video, I can't even tell if it's real or not, if it's staged or if it's fake, because some stuff just looks so ridiculous that you can't even tell the difference, man. You know, but it goes to show you that the level of mockery and lack of accountability that this devil has, that he don't want to take responsibility for his actions, the crimes that he committed. All right, so I went further into the root word, and it says to slaughter, slay, butcher, kill ruthlessly. All right, and that's the only solution. All right, that's the only solution you're going to have to come up with. All right? Because you know, in the long run, you will never be equivalent or equal, or they will never put you on right standing with them, no matter how much you beg, all right, and plead your cause. This is Psalms 149 and 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory, and let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praise of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains, and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all ye the saints, praise ye the Adawan. And see, that's empathy right there. All right? To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters, because that's the only way that they would ever really understand what we've experienced, what we, to empathize what we went through. All right, you can put it all in the history books, but these people don't care, man. All right, they don't care, man. All right, and that's why you have to, if you want to do any sign and crying, it is not to them, it is to the Heavenly Father and the Son. Scriptures say that. Let me see something real quick. Isaiah. All right. Let's see if it's right. Let me see something. Slack, you bear with me. All right, because it talks about I can't remember it offhand. Forgive me. But it talks about confusion. I mean, Egypt will be pretty much your shame and your confusion, man. All right, you're supposed to sigh and cry unto the Heavenly Father and the Son. All right. It's Isaiah 33. Therefore, the strength of Pharaoh shall be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right. But mainly Isaiah 30, 31 and 1 will to them that go down to Egypt for help. All right. So you're going down there for help, pleading the cause of them. All right. In 30 and 3. All right. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. All right. They're going to keep spinning you, man. All right. You're never going to find rest here in this place. This is Revelations 13 and 10. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, right? The long suffering, the patience, having faith in Yahweh Shai, right? Because once He does it, all right, we're going to amass everything, man. We're going to be super rich, man. All right, we're going to own everything, all right. And you pleading with this devil, is not going to get you nowhere near what the Heavenly Father and the Son is going to get you, man. All right. He's not going to empathize, no matter how much you go to his courts, to his gates. He's not going to empathize with you on no level at all. All right. He hates you. And that's what a lot of you, 2/3 of you jakes don't realize. He hates your damn guts, man. This is Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of Adonai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And say unto it, Thus saith the Adonai thy power, Behold, Mount Seir, I'm against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Adonai. Because thou hast a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, thus saith the Adonai thy power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So this is the way that he is going to go out. He came in violently, and he's going to go out in a violent fashion, man. He's going to be destroyed. But let's look into that word perpetual. All right. You go into that word perpetual. It means long duration, antiquity, future. All right, remember, this is perpetual hatred. All right, a long hatred, duration, antiquity. All right, since way back, since the time of Jacob and Esau. All right, perpetual, old, ancient time, long time. All right, and it says be of the future. All right, so that hasn't changed. All right, no matter how much you want to plead your cause and coon and buck dance and toe tap, whatever it is, so be it Sambo, man, it's not going to change anything. All right. Everlasting, indefinite, unending future, eternity, a hatred for eternity. So this is who you plead the cause with. All right. And it's going to be to confusion. All right. Let me see something. This is Ezekiel 25:12 that says that I want power. Because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord thy power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of thee then shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord thy power. And so, ultimately, this man has an ending, all right? When you plead and begging him for things, all right, it's not gonna, it's gonna be to your confusion and shame, man, all right? What is $200,000 is gonna do for you, man? For all the blood that was shed from the time that we were brought here, all right? But what you should be doing is pleading your cause to the Heavenly Father and His Son, all right, who can perform true justice, all right? All right, the justice that's satisfying. All right, so with that, I pray that you've been edified with this lesson. And I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, Shalom.